I would like us to reflect on. This is Nisinuga reflection. We'll be looking at relationships in this video. We've been talking about Nigeria in the last couple of days. Let's just take a break and look at something that is more personal to every one of us because we are involved in one relationship or the other. Or you may have somebody involved in one relationship or the other, and you may need to guide them. You may need to share their feelings, their concern. So, does love still exist? Or why is it that we're having these challenges we are observing in our society and community and with our friends and relationships recently and nowadays? So, we want to look at why relationships are having these hiccups, and we suggest which we are. So, try and stay with us. Let's reflect together on this. So, everywhere you look, you see and hear about breakups, you hear about separation, divorces, heartbreaks. People fall in love fast and they seem to fall out of love relatively faster. So you tend to ask, what's really happening? What could be the matter? Is love becoming obsolete? Or is love now a myth, something that is not real? Is it a fantasy? That's what we want to try and check out. So, is love no longer enough to keep a relationship? And are we doing something fundamentally wrong when we are looking for more fulfillment in our various relationships? Stay with me because we try to elucidate this and provide practical, workable suggestions. First thing that we identify is unrealistic expectations. Because of the various hypes we see in the social media, we play great expectations on friends. We put such a one on so high pedestal. We already have landmarks for perfection, and we know that perfect human being doesn't exist anywhere. We build relationship. We work on relationships. You work at understanding each other. You work at reading each other like a book. Emotional intelligence, emotional management, character management, trust, equity, fairness. A lot of these things come into play. Empathy, patience, tolerance. Do all these things you do with your eyes wide open. You don't trust blindly, and you don't just throw your life into the other person's hand, but you take it step by step at a time. Being able to have realistic expectation is one of the first things. So the social media has created such outstanding pictures and images in our various minds. So when we now come to relationship, we come with that, and that creates some problems. So when people expect perfection and they don't see perfection, disappointment is already at the door. So instead of working through issues to see how we can see blend, we call it in American saying compatibility. In what areas are we compatible? In what area can we do some alignment? In what area can we reach some workable compromise? That's it. The second thing we shall see is social media and comparison. Now, because of different things you see in the social media, you now start to compare your spouse with that one of celebrity A, celebrity B, C, and D, and so on. So why is it not like that? Well, and you now believe that, well, at least I still have some time. Let me try another one. So you start to do trial and error because you see, I mean, there's so many apps are now being put in place. They call relationship apps where you can do dating game and so on, come and meet your spouse and things like that. And some reality shows on TV. You say, well, let me try that. So you start to your life is not a game, and you're not a guinea pig in the laboratory of love and relationship management. So why must you make yourself one? That is the question. Why must Lola or Titi or Cecilia or Zainab or Kamal or Jonathan make him herself experimental animal in this thing called trial and error? You know that sometimes you may get your hands and your fingers burnt, and that's why you cannot let your life become something you use for playing a game. Thank you for reflecting with me. Okay. So, so what you don't see behind all this, like I think she will allow me to say this because she put it on Facebook herself, Tiwa Savage. According to that thing, I think it was last year or so I read it, and somebody already shared it on WhatsApp, one WhatsApp platform I belong to. Then, according to the report, Tiwa Savage was at a place with Simi's husband. Maybe where they are doing some recording, and she just saw that he was calling his wife, and it was a cordial. When you are talking to your heartthrob, the way your countenance is, everything was just on point. I think from, if I remember quite right, said within 10 minutes, he called her about 10 times. It's not that they will see each other, they can see that she felt very, so love can still be real, so relation can still be sweet like this. That is her story. That's her own testimony about what she observed. So this thing, and if you ask them, they will tell you that they have to work at understanding, at tolerating one another, bearing one another, sharing things, one another, not comparing their life or their relationship or their home with that of other celebrities. Simi is into is an artist, her husband is also an artist. So they are both open to the media. But in spite of that celebrity status, they still manage to manage their life and their relationship, and they are still good at going. And somebody who now saw it, not she saw them together, but she saw them while they are now interacting on the net. So if they can do that with that, what will do? How will it be when two of them are together physically? So it is workable. The third factor, do you remember the first factor is unrealistic expectation. The second one is social media hypes and comparison challenge. You don't compare yourself. Your life, everybody's life is unique. Your home, by the time you set up, is unique. So compare your husband with another person. Don't compare your wife with another person's wife. Because we have what's called principle of individual difference. You are the one that will know how to work out your relationship, your understanding. So the third one is, please, you can share your own thoughts along, because we are all learning. The world is a school. We all learn. So I'm ready to learn, to pick something from you. But these are some of the things I've picked up along the line. I'd like to share it with you. So the third one is poor communication. Poor communication is key. Some, in many relationships, it doesn't end because they lack love. It ends because they lack good and effective communication. Now, some people avoid hard conversations. Hard conversations, conversations that touch you, that really want to bring out the best and the worst in you. What are the things that make you happy? What are the things that make you sad? What are your strengths and weaknesses? I must know them. Not that I will use your weakness against me. I will know how to manage it. I will know how to take you for who you are. Don't give me a fake or unrealistic personality. Let me see you for who you are. Let me know you for who you are. Let me understand you for who you are, and vice versa. But some avoid conversation in that line, and they suppress their feelings. You put your cards on the table. You don't suppress your feelings. Say it the way you understand it, the way you feel it. I like this. I appreciate this. I don't like, don't appreciate. Please don't talk to me like that. Please don't shout at me. I can hear you. You don't need to raise your voice. That's how I know that's not your voice. I've seen you talk on different occasions and you don't shout. Please don't shout at me when you talk. Let your feelings know that you try to manage it. That's the way it is now. So what is not good is not good. So let the person know. If your partner has some habits that are not, that needs to be modified, you tell him or her. You don't hide it. If you expect this A or B, let him or her know. So it's, so now they also assume instead of asking. Say, well, I think I expect you should know. How you expect that? No, I'm not clairvoyant, and you're not clear. You can't read my mind. I can't read your mind. You can't read the mind of the other person. So when you need to know something, ask. If you want the other person to know something about you, say it. Don't say, I expect you should know. I cannot know. How can you expect that from me? I'm not God. I can't read your mind. I can't read your thoughts. I can only guess. And if I guess, I'm to put it to you. I think, I feel you are trying to say this, and these are the things you expect, and these are the things you are requesting for. Am I getting you right? Am I flowing with you? Then it's for you to confirm. So I don't just let me assume. So when I ask, you should not take offense for me from asking. And when you ask me, I should not take offense. Because that is the way to grow. So over time, small understandings will grow into bigger understanding. And if you refuse to communicate, small misunderstandings can develop to become very serious problems. So eventually, silence replaces connection, because if I talk now, you say I'm shouting. If I talk now, you say I'm rude. If I talk now, you say I don't know how to talk. So you keep quiet. So how can relationship grow? So the fourth factor is lack of commitment. You see, everything has a price. Love has a price. Understanding has a price. To build a home has a price. Even you and I, before we came into this world, it has a price. Your mom had to carry you in a womb. My mom had to carry me in a womb. She paid the price. And whatever the hormonal changes she had to go through, she had to bear it for me. She had to bear it for you. That's just one aspect of it. And I just use that on something you can understand. So to build a home, to build understanding, you need commitment. Commitment to that relationship. So we live in a generation when we have various options. And some people say, well, I still have an option. You are not the only man in the world, you are not the only lady in the world. Well, but you have to know, does the person have some qualities, attributes that you appreciate that are compatible to your life and to your desires, and vice versa? Then why can't you use that as a starting point and work on it? So that is commitment. So because of the options of dating apps and endless choices, the mindset is not fixed on commitment, but you have to learn that commitment make relationships to grow. So you don't need to give up so easily. The fifth one is emotional maturity. You might have been hearing about emotional intelligence, understanding your own emotions, your own feelings, how you respond to situations instead of reacting. You understand your own strengths and weaknesses. What are the things that trip you, or what are the things that tickle you, that make you happy? So what are the things that you appreciate, what are the things you don't appreciate? What are the kind of words, the kind of environment that affect you negatively, and so on? So you understand that. Then you try to understand the people you relate with, their own, you try to read them as a book, their level of thinking, the things they appreciate, the things they don't. So you work on that. So many people enter a relationship without understanding themselves. You need to work on yourself or build yourself, know yourself, because it's what you have that you are bringing to relate with the other person. So if you don't understand yourself, you throw tantrums too often. That is when we find it difficult to grow. You have to learn to accept responsibility for some of your thoughts, some of your actions, not putting things on the others. It is you, it is you. What about me? Don't you have any responsibility? Don't have responsibility in this thing? Why must it be the other person alone all the time? Who are you? What about you? Are you innocent about? Are you? So all of us have commitment in this. So how to handle conflict? Yeah, there are bound to be conflict and disagreements. You want A, I want B. Okay, what can we do about this one? I know that we can meet halfway. Well, if you can't come to my own side of the bargain, I think each person should better go his own way. Life should not be like that. Don't you think so? So then, like I said, take response sometimes for your action. You did something. Did you do this? I did it. Why did you do it? Why should you be asking me that? Why should you be asking me that? I did it. I did it. I want to do it. But the other person wants to know, because what you are doing affects the, okay, two of you now, you want to build a home together. If you now have a home, you know that whatever happens in that home affects both of you. Your husband cannot say that one, okay, your wife cannot say that doesn't concern me. And by the time you have children, it affects your children. Because they will say that is your dad, that is your mom. So you have to learn to understand. They have to learn what is called responsibility. There's something called shared responsibility, corporate responsibility. You have to understand that was something you don't just say, okay, it concerns you and I, both of us. Let's share the responsibility. Well, I could have done, you could have done that. Okay, you meet halfway. You don't think your children will grow better than inside of you. You are responsible. You should have done that. I used to tell you everything. You start to shout at each other. You know, the other person just clamor. If that's the way you say it, okay. So those are the things. So what are the things that can be done to ameliorate this situation, to make a relationship to grow? Does love exist? Yes. Is love obsolete? No. Can love be developed? Yes. Can love be nurtured? Yes. So number one, first, you have to learn to be realistic and know that no relationship in this life is perfect. Every relationship is nurtured. Nurtured. It's managed. Is understood based on understanding of the context of every situation. Number two is let communication be open, be effective. When your partner is saying something and you don't understand, ask for clarification. If you are saying your partner does not understand, ask for clarification. Be ready and humble enough to explain. Say, Chibi, I've said that before. You should have understood. Sorry, I don't understand because I want to know exactly what you expect of me. You should not take offense at that. So communication should be open, should be effective, should not be ambiguous, and should be put in languages and contexts in which both of you can flow with, can understand, and can operate with. So stop comparing your relationship with what you see on social media or with that of your dad and mom and your auntie and cousin and so on. You and your cousin are not the same thing. You may have some similarities in your attitude and concept of life, but two of you definitely are not exactly the same because it has been established in social science and social psychology. The principle of individual. No two human beings are exactly the same in this world. No two human beings. They may have a lot of similarities and a lot of things that are identical, but no two human beings have been found to be exactly the same. Fourth, choose commitment, not just feelings. Be committed for success and let your partner also share that thought and that spirit with you. And finally, work on yourself. Work on yourself is what you bring to the table. So, okay, if you are from Vienna, okay. Thank you for reflecting with me. From Russia, thank you for reflecting with me. You can share with me how relationships in Vienna managed. What about in Vienna? How are they managed? Share your thoughts in the comments. It's well appreciated. The world is a global village. So when we meet in Vienna or Russia, I'll be able to understand, okay, I think I was able to learn this from some of my subscribers and when we chatted on my channel. Thank you so much for relating with me on this. If you have not subscribed to my channel, Sinuga Reflection, please give your thumbs up. Remember, you can share this with those who need to know more about it. And God bless you. Are you engaged? Are you in a relationship? Are you married? Share your experiences with us. We're always ready to learn. The world is a learning institution for all of us. And the world and this life is for you and I to enjoy. Thank you so much. God bless you. God bless you.